So, anybody Gwynfor? Gwynfor Vernon?
No, it's me, Fergal McCluskey.
你好，我叫 Max。
I am Avian Batiste.
今年19歲，香港出世。
Nes i symud I Cymru.
The one who Jerome her.
I am 37 years old, proud of it. I live in Grenada.
Yes, rud oscailse an rud dridte an. Tá sé le feicéile na aine má fáistí na rintium scéal gasceach na grammar daith le déan siad a lí. Tá sé le tlintin nar tá siad a gairí a gúil an luistin agus muidirní ceáil na bhlas dehar na géalscoil le hamáidin. Tá sé le feicéil sa cadras sa choúidir agus sa choú brehí le feicéil ar an scoil ar a brí mé an si ar fé James léana nar a bhí na grúpa gobar le céile agus an gceanna bhí na daoine ar a céile mar fóbal. Bhí sé le feicéil nar a bhí mé óg sa bhla agus na daoine a lech na fórne faois go an amóniaachtas agamsa na daoine a thug do chuid am a híon gan a bheith dúil le cúte bh bé se has gur chuir siad le síl don éige an eile go chuir siad leis an phobal áitiil. Bhí sé le feicéil san neart a thug an drám dearg nar bhí na mílte mí ar na sráidin agus lú fáteach a chothúir mar geallar sin.
Because I don't particularly feel like our culture's really gone anywhere, is the other thing. And I think other countries would say the same. Just because it's not the hegemonic demon over everything doesn't mean we need to start making it that. And for a country as small as Wales, it wouldn't make sense to anyway. It doesn't have to be done.
So, how son, that means like being good to your parents. I don't think there's a direct translation in English. So I think that reflects a lot of our values, I guess.
And again, this lack of recognition of this idea. Why are you trying to learn it? It's just disgusting. No one understands this petty little language. Why don't you speak a real language? And you're going, well, it's because it's who I am, and I recognize the process of my own country's history, and I have respect for everybody's.
Os mae rhywun arall Cymraeg yn clywed yn siarad Cymraeg bydd o peth dda.
I know that the Queen's English is what I should be speaking, but I am so au fait with speaking broken English, so that in the back of my mind, I would always be in that zone. You have to speak proper, you have to speak proper, you have to speak proper.
Pan mae gennych chi gwlad fel Lloegr a Prydain nesaf ydych chi, mae cael iaith wahanol i'r kind of hegemon na yn enfawr. Mae mor pwysig I cael, fel gwlad.
What's wrong with owning what is yours? I am saddened, yes, that part of our culture has left with our foreparents. I think it's also in the minds of those who would have colonized us. So because we were under French, they went under the Spanish. The French didn't want us to associate so much with the Spanish part of our culture. So all those things were lost, and I really think that there could have been some way that it could have been fostered, so it could have been sent down through our generation.
It's like the Monty Python sketch. What did the Romans ever do for us? And he goes, they give the world the English language, and he said, you didn't give the world the English language. You imposed the English language on the world. It's a natural order of things that people are multilingual. In fact, it's an incredibly positive and powerful thing for people to have. So there's no resentment really about the English language. I love the English language. I love English literature. I love progressive English culture.
I don't know. I'm pretty whitewashed myself.
There's a kind of arrogance that comes with the culture of having English as your first language. Mae gen I lot mwy o balchder pan dwi'n siarad Cymraeg. Dwi'n teimlo'n kind of hapus iawn. Mae'n ffordd dwi ddim pan dwi'n siarad Saesneg, dwi'n hyd dipyn bach yn kind of flin. Fy mod I gorau siarad Saesneg kind of o gwbl. Maybe it's half, but I always think of English as very utilitarian. It's the only reason I use it is because it's used. And because sometimes I can get my point across easier.
When people don't understand me, I usually speak the language they do understand.
Also, another language I think that was a wrong but would have been lost. It's what we call a patois. It's a broken French and English but I don't even know how to say anything in patois.
And if you read the private papers of the Prime Ministers and the Chief Secretaries of Ireland, they set out with a project of anglicising Ireland.
I'd probably be much happier if we woke up tomorrow and Welsh was the only language allowed to be spoken in Wales. I'd be thrilled. It'd be hilarious as well. It'd be really funny.
I think reclaiming our own culture and stuff should be of an important and something up for discussion, because even the little bit that we have now, I want us to foster that so that the other generation who's coming up, my daughter is 15, she would learn of that and pass it on to maybe my great grandchildren.
This idea about reclaiming's important if it's done in the right way. First of all, everything has to be voluntary. This idea that you can impose, it's like inverted colonialism. You've had Irish driven out of you, now we're going to drive it back into you. And if there's not intrinsic motivation, then there's no hope of anyone ever learning Irish.
And I think kind of quietly Wales is kind of reclaiming its culture very, very slowly. There's not much that needs saving, I don't think. We're just like on the right path. And it really does feel like that.
可以睇到一啲文化可以咁有，即係可以保存到喺呢個咁現代嘅生活上面，我都覺得幾有價值。
That why would you allow something of such a rich cultural and historical legacy just to wither on the vine and die?
I really hope that we have a future where Grenada culture is up there with all the other cultures.
This is an identity. They're no better than anybody else, any other identity in the world, but they're definitely no worse. And I think that that type of identity, that inclusive identity, that open identity, and that idea of mutual respect for other people's identities and other communities in the world, that's an identity for a human future, and it's something that we're going to have to adopt if we're going to have a future. And it's it stands in stark opposition to an exclusivist identity that's all about domination, and it's all about the other, and it's negative. And we need to get rid of it. we need to start to look at everyone as a human being.